This program is brought to you by Monty and Ramirez Law Firm.
Welcome to the other side. This is Mano a Mano, where a progressive Chicano, myself, 20 Días Libro Traficante, throws down with a conservative Mexican Republican. Jacob Monty, ¿cómo estás?
Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble, because it's on. It is on. We're talking about the most important debates this election cycle when Lion Ted Cruz, who must be nervous about his seat because he has actually accepted to debate Beto O'Rourke 5 times, 5 different cities, 5 different topics, and the prize will be senatorial seat of Texas. Now, I'm excited. We're going to kind of give you an overview, and our plan is to follow each city with each topic, see what you think. Of course, you can send in your thoughts, your comments, your love letters, or hate mail to us. But Jacob, I think Lion Ted is scared. I mean, everybody knows if you're an incumbent, all you do is hide and duck. And I called it. I said, the only way these debates will happen is if Teddy thinks he's going to lose. And he hears those Tejano boots behind him.
Ted Cruz is a champion college debater from Princeton. This guy is not afraid to talk. I got to give the senator credit for agreeing to these debates because other incumbents, like you said, are not debating their challenger. So Ted Cruz, you can say a lot of things about him, pero es bueno para platicar. He's a very good debater. I think Beto is going to, be in for a challenge. So, let's see. But I don't think it's a sign of being scared. I think he wants to give Texans an opportunity to choose between the pro-business, pro-growth policies of Ted Cruz and the left-wing Venezuela strategies of Beto O'Rourke.
You're probably a better debater than he is. and here's the other part. Ted Cruz, a good debater. Last time I saw him debate, he got his clock cleaned by some guy who had never served in office before and supposedly had only the best words that sounded like little words. Donald Trump wiped the floor with him. So I think he's still rattled by that, but we'll see. Let's go down the city so people can keep track, and we can give you the topics as well. Now, the first one is scheduled for the end of August, and it will be in Dallas. The topic will be the federal regulations, economy, and jobs and taxes. Now, to me, Ted Cruz is he's trapped. Because if we're going to talk about the economy in Texas, we got to talk tariffs, okay? Donald Trump has raised the price of steel. So here in Texas, if you put Texas first, you make steel, you make products, you make farm implements, it's going to cost more to make those. It's going to cost more to sell those. O'Rourke can come in and say, put Texas first. These tariffs are bad. Even Abbott has called out Trump on these tariffs. Lion Ted has done none of that.
No, Senator Cruz is a free trader. Look, I don't agree with him on everything. We have a lot to disagree on immigration. But on free trade, Ted Cruz is a free trader. And by the way, Tony, let's not forget, Donald Trump's not on the ballot in November. You can't blame, he's not going to be on the ballot. So, how, I know the Democrats want to run against Trump, but he's not on the ballot. Ted Cruz is different from Trump. He stood up to him in a lot of ways.
When did Cruz ever stand up to Trump? Well, I remember he stabbed him in the back. So he did stab him in the back in the Republican primaries. And now, one thing you're saying, you're right. Trump is not on the ballot. So I want to see Trump. Hey, Trump, are you going to tweet an endorsement of Lion Ted? So is he no longer a liar? So you're going to say that that was the lie back then, or would the lie be now that you endorse him? And this base of Trump supporters, how come your boy Trump won't support your boy Ted? So he's not on the ballot, but he's always there, I think. So I'd love to see if Trump is going to tweet support for Lion Ted. And I think his base is going to be mad at Ted. And Ted has to either stand up or be quiet. I think he's trapped. I think he's not on the ballot, but your boy's in trouble, if I may say so myself.
Well, look, these first topics, the economy's doing great right now. I mean, I don't know what these first topics really don't favor Beto. I will say that. I mean, maybe on immigration, certainly Beto's policies are a little more akin to what I want and what a lot more Latinos want. But on the economy and regulation, I think Ted Cruz has a better hand here, Tony.
You know what? How about this? Who's working harder? You know what? Who's going to talk about work? Actually, I think Ted Cruz wants this debate because O'Rourke has visited every single county. He's got town halls all across Texas. He's really hustling. Ted Cruz is actually trying to ride his coattails. So if we're going to talk about working, one of them works hard. One of them works like a Mexican, Beto O'Rourke. The other one works like an Ivy League privileged kid. That's Ted Cruz. But we can go on to the next topic.
All right.
Let's go on, because you mentioned next topic. Topic number 2 is going to go down in McAllen, September 14th, right before Hispanic Heritage Month. What was Ted Cruz thinking? Maybe because he's not really Hispanic, he didn't realize September 14th is the day before Hispanic Heritage Month starts. So he's challenging Beto O'Rourke, to a debate on immigration in McAllen? He's going to the Valley? Ain't no Republican won the Valley since I don't know when. What is Cruz doing? He's gonna get wiped out there.
Well, look, I hope the senator's policies on immigration change a little bit. We need a fix for DACA. He needs to come along with that DACA fix and push for it. He looked bad not being supportive of a DACA fix. I think Texans want DACA fixed. The deadline's looming. By then, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the courts in DACA. So you're right. McAllen seems like it's a topic that's going to favor Beto because his policies seem better on immigration. I mean, I'll give you that. But the rest of his policies are just plain Venezuela left. Senator, we need to get you on board with a better immigration plan, but your other policies on the economy and on and regulation are right on.
So you're writing some lines for Ted there. Okay, fair enough, Ted. He's giving you some free lines there. Yo, Beto, go for the jugular. Activists out there in McAllen, I want you to have small dolls in cages and ask Ted what he thought about separating families, putting kids in cages. He wants a weak bill that not even Republicans supported. Worst part, too, he's benefited from a broken immigration system, and he's turning his back on the Dreamers. He voted to not, he did not vote to even talk about this on the floor. It's appalling. It's appalling. Now, these other debates have been seated at a podium. What is Ted Cruz thinking? The next one is in San Antonio. It's on national policy. That's a town hall. San Antonio, are you ready for a huge protest on September 21st against Ted Cruz as he comes to your backyard to tell you how Kim Jong-un is going to have nuclear bombs? I guess he's going to build the wall, so he's for the wall, you know that. So, and you're there at the home of the Alamo. This is a town hall. There's going to be a ton of Mexican Americans, a ton of people from LULAC, a ton of activists. Chicanos, Chicanas, I'm telling you now, September 21st, show up to this town hall. When we find out exactly where it's at, we'll tell you at theothersidetv.com. Cruz made up these rules, by the way. What was he thinking? You should be advising him or something like that.
Well, look. I think the WAPO factor is one thing that Beto has in favor. He is very WAPO, but unfortunately, you got to talk at these debates. And Ted Cruz has experience. Again, he's a master.
Yeah, go there. Go there.
He's a master at articulating his position. He knows how to debate. I just wonder, is Beto up for it?
Well, you know what? Have you seen Ted Cruz get all sweaty? And he's got that really mean laugh and that beady nose and beady eyes. Yeah, no, he's gonna. I mean, just to be.
There you go for camera. You're going for that WAPO factor again. The Kennedy looks. All right.
And then also, just for brains, I mean, he's gonna be in San Antonio getting heckled by the audience, and then trying to tell people how I guess he's got to agree with Trump that Canada is a military threat to the United States. So we'll go there a little later because we'll talk about these topics individually. Because the next one is at Ted Cruz's hometown. I didn't even realize Houston is your hometown, Ted. You didn't even deliver your own hometown. How are you going to become senator if you can't deliver your own hometown? You're coming to Houston. Houston activists, are you ready for a Texas-sized protest? We want the whole country to know.
Hey, by the way, he did deliver his hometown in the Republican primary presidential. So he actually had some, he was the leader here. So, I mean, you can't say he didn't carry his hometown.
He beat other Republicans, but he's not going to win. He's not going to win his own hometown this time around. And we're going to have the biggest protest ever because we want the whole country to see that his hometown don't love you, Ted. So you're going to come here.
They do love him.
You're going to talk about oil in Houston. It's going to be a podium event because you know it wouldn't be a town hall because you'd be shouted down. But we'll make sure there's going to be dreamers there. We're going to make sure there's people against the wall there.
Are we going to have people in favor of drilling? Because a lot of Democrats, I mean, do you still guys, some of the policy points are green energy and for Texas, I mean, how are we going to, Texas is based on oil. So I think again here on oil, if oil's the topic, Houston is going to be an area that favors Cruz just because of the topic. Because I assume that Beto is going to be anti-drilling, anti-oil. I mean, Democrats got to come around. Texas is runs on oil, and we need pro-drilling policies.
Well, I'm going to save it when we get a little deeper into the topic there in a little bit, just to focus on that one. But I will say this: fracking leads to earthquakes. So the last one. Now, this is an interesting topic. Now, of course, we're taping this ahead of time. There's some debate back and forth to make one of the cities El Paso, which is the home of Beto O'Rourke.
And Jacob Monti.
And Jacob Monti as well. And the last one is supposed to take place in Lubbock, and it's going to be a town hall. A little far to drive, so save up for gas money, protesters. It's going to be on health care and I guess Obamacare. Trump care, well, Trump don't care. Seems like that's a safe one for Cruz, I suppose. He can go hide out there. What's your thought? That may be the one he has a bit of advantage of, maybe.
You know, look, Lubbock has a huge Latino population now. I mean, I don't want to make your points here, but Lubbock ain't, just lily white. There's a lot of Latinos in Lubbock and in Midland and in Odessa now. So really, Latinos are everywhere, and they're certainly in the Panhandle and in Lubbock.
Well, and if Beto can negotiate this, that last one's going to be in El Paso. So, Ted, you must be desperate. I'm glad to see you desperate. I'm glad to see Republicans out there sweating, because there's the only way this is happening is because the numbers are down. By the time this airs, Jacob, I've seen single-digit reports from your favorite publication, Breitbart, Texas. When Breitbart is reporting single-digit leads, it's getting serious. So to me, it's a sign that Cruz is sweating, and his crew is either delusional or they're riding the Trump train where they want to see chaos.
Tony, but still, we have more Republicans than Democrats, so explain the math to me. How do you guys win we have just so many more Republicans that are registered than Democrats? Beto's guapo, I'll give you that, and he's a good congressman. He should have stayed as congressman. He was doing a good job. But how do you overcome the big numbers that are in favor of the Democrats? I mean, in favor of the Republicans?
So you had, 1.5 million Republicans come out and vote for the primaries, and you had 1 million Democrats. 500,000 has been slowly chipped away bit by bit by bit. And I think there's going to be a lot of Republicans that don't want to vote for Lion Ted. I think they're going to split the ticket. I think there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people watching who, if they're going to see what Trump does, they're going to see what Abbott does, and stuck in the middle, I love to see him sweat. Now, I can't predict what's going to go on at the lower parts of the tickets or with Abbott. Dan Patrick is sweating. This is going to be a great race. I think these debates are going to play a big role. How about this? I'll let you have the last word because I'm feeling in a good mood and your boy's going to lose.
Hey, Ted Cruz is showing courage by debating Beto O'Rourke. Texans want to see both candidates. They want to hear what their positions are. At the end of the day, while I wish the senator had a better position on DACA and on immigration, he's going to win convincingly. It's a shame that Beto had to leave his seat in El Paso because he was doing a good job. But he can try again in 6 years.
I hope there's a lot of fireworks because I think Texas is the center of the universe. Hey, you've crossed over to the other side.